Alright guys, Cooper Lily 21, back with the second installment of my series How to Play Battlefield 4. Today we'll be talking about movements, basic movements, and map awareness. Here we are on Paracel Storm. I have the UI turned off so we can enjoy the scenery a little bit better and kind of get an idea of exactly what we're looking at without any HUD in the way. So okay, we are going to talk about basic movements first. Talk about moving cover to cover, peeking corners, using crouch and prone, cover a little bit of swimming, and then kind of walk you through how I attack, or like in a rush server, or it counts. You can use it in Conquest as well, but I'll just kind of show you how I do it, and then use a little live gameplay to support my thought processes. Okay, so here we go. Basic movements, WASD, right, left, or backwards. You guys know this stuff. But what you don't know maybe is how to use cover. So what we're going to be doing is we're going to be attacking that building right there, right? Okay. We're starting over here. There are guys here, 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 along the wall probably. Obviously snipers up there. So consider it kind of like a rush, and we are the attackers. There might be some guys over there, and probably some guys around here. Okay, so we start over here. Some people might just go, yeehaw, let's do it, Leroy! No, I don't do it that way. I'm just not good enough maybe to do it that way. What I do is I look at the flanks. Okay? And in doing so, we go into the basic ideas of using crouch, using cover, going prone. So here we go. Okay, starting over here. If I'm standing up, I'm exposed to these guys, and the worst part about it is my upper body and head are exposed. So any good shot is going to get headshots with double damage, or a sniper kills me automatically. So what do you do if you're coming off this beach, you're moving in, dive down? For me it's V. I switched my prone from, I think it's Z and X are prone and crouch. I switched it to C and V because it's easier for me to reach. But so now look, there's no one that could shoot me, right? Even crouching, you're better off. These guys, if there's anybody out here, can get you, but nothing like over here. See, you got even extra. Okay, so we are going to attack. Like I said, I don't do this, right? I'll show you what I might do, because this would be a tough attack. So what I will do is I will come back here maybe and jump in the water. Now I don't swim like this. I dive, and you can dive underwater for longer than you think. I usually do a 5 count, pop up, go right back under. Right? That's how you would swim in real life. You wouldn't be swimming on top of the water. Pop up, go back under. Now look what we got. We just covered that, and we only showed ourselves right along there when we ran and jumped in, and then popped up 3 times. Right? Okay, so I used the swimming to get across and flanked around to the left. Now we got to figure out how we're going to get up here. Right? I don't want to go this way, because look what I just did. I'm open to all this. So I got from 12 o'clock to what, 4 o'clock of angle of exposure. You guys want to keep that in mind. You want to keep in mind where the enemy is looking and when they can see you. I mean, I'm good, I'm hugged here. I can cover the spot, right? I can get around quick.
Here's your ammo.
But what I can't do is I can't move up this way without being way too exposed. So I'm going to go a different way. And here's the way I think. So I'm back in the water, swimming underwater, right? Pop up. I'm going to come around here. In Conquest, you can go all the way around. Rush, this is just a pretend rush round, but Conquest, this is all open to you. So look what I've just done. There's nobody back here, I guarantee it. This is where we're attacking, all the way over here. right? I've just totally flanked around behind. And now I'm going to use cover up here. Now peek there, come back behind. This isn't the best cover, but I can protect myself against all this over here. There's no one back here, most likely. So what I'll go is run from here to here. Okay, here to here. Some guys, like I said, they might do this flank, but then they're going to come flying in here. Sometimes you can if you know there's nobody here, but look at it, you know, I've just opened myself. This is where we're attacking, just for a point of reference. Yeah, I've just opened myself. If it's rushed, they're probably spawning back here. I don't want to do that. I want to use cover. Kind of like a realistic way of attacking. So look, no one can see me. They can't see me at all, unless I'm spotted from a UAV, which is possible. But I can move over this way. Now look where I found myself. I got spots here I got to worry about here, here, here. Snipers on the roof, but they are all focused out here, right? Because this is where I spawned, back here. Remember I told you I don't want to do Zerg rush? This is where I came across here, and if I'm a defender, I might be sitting right here, right? That's the way I do not want to come. So instead I come around this way. I'm here. What do I do now? What would you guys do? This is what I'd do. Look, now I'm good. And I want to peek here, right? I want to watch back here because you don't want to get shot in the back. That's not fun. But here, peek, there. Now I'm here. You still got to watch out because there might be guys up here on the roof. There's snipers up here. There might be guys watching. Definitely if you're spotted, you need to know if you're spotted. Here, take a peek up here. See, but you got to watch out because once you're up, you are open to how much? Look at all that, 360 degrees. 360 degrees of exposure. Just peek it. Peek. Peek that. Peek that. And come back down. You're still open to these guys, so watch out. But now you're good. Look, only the guys standing right on top you can see you. Peek it. Pre-fired even. See how I pre-fired that? See right here? I started my shot before I even peeked. Right? And I'm peeking back and forth. You never want to go, oh shoot, there's 15 guys right there. Right? You never want to do it that way. So watch what I've done here. Look, now look where we are. Getting closer, right? But we can still do better. You can peek and pick some guys off here if you want. I usually use a suppressor when I'm rushing, so they don't see me on the minimap when I'm shooting. You want to, think hard about how you want to use your attachments if you want to use a suppressor or not. It's not as accurate, but when I'm flanking, they don't see me on the minimap when I shoot. Because what happens is here, if I peek, there's a guy, I shoot him. If I don't have a suppressor, I'm on the minimap, and you know who's going to notice? Everybody around here. So I use a suppressor a lot of times. So I killed this guy over here. I'm coming around. Well, now what I'm doing is I'm taking out all these guys there. Because there's going to be defenders here, right? I want to watch my back. But now I can come back to where I was. Watch out because they keep coming through there. Right? And here I am, crouched down here. There's guys coming up behind me. Don't go prone, because if you go prone, you're in trouble. You don't want to be stuck prone in here. Prone is, I rarely use prone. Okay, so now we got to figure out how are we going to get past? How are we going to get to the MCOM? How are we going to get here to safety when the flag is over here? What are we going to do? There's not a great option. You're probably going to have to run for it. But when you run for it, go into the cover. Right, look, I'm covered completely. Let's see what it looks like from outside. I mean, you can see a guy in here, but it's not easy to see him. You really got to be looking if the guy's not spotted. Go ahead, just crawl through here. I mean, you're not... Oops, I'm on the flag. You're not a... you're not a sniper or anything. You could be you're not a camper. You're just using cover, right? So use it. Now look where we are. Now we're getting really close, guys. You got to watch out here. There's probably guys sitting up there. Maybe there's some guys up here now. The snipers up there are not looking. They're not looking. They're all looking out towards the beach. That's where you started. That's where you spawned. So you're here. Now you can make the run. Now you can just make the run. Now you're talking about close quarter combat. And that's a different beast altogether. Okay, so we're here. This is all outdoor combat. We can hide. We can do all this. Hide. Once you get indoors, you gotta play it differently. I'm gonna have to run just straight in, because if I don't, I'm open to all this, right? And this is where they're spawning back here. So I have to just run right in. And now you're talking about hip fire. Right? Do some crazy stuff. Jump up here. If you took out a guy here, there was a guy there. You took him out. Right? You took that guy out. And there was a guy there you took out. You can cover here. Here there might be a guy peeking in, but that's very rare because they're looking out that way. You can cover this guy. Throw a grenade at him. By this point you're spotted. I mean, they know you're here. So what you can do is cover your back and then peek this spot. See? They're not going to see you up there. Now we got it. Now we're made. Now we got the MCOM, or now we got our spot for the flag. And that's kind of how I run around the map. Alright, let's move on to map awareness, or mini-map awareness, whatever you prefer to call it. Here we are in a rush server in Dragon Pass, and this is the spawn-in area, of course. Look here, and you see we're defending, and everybody's spotted. We have a commander, so he's probably spotting all the people. And let's just sit here for a second and watch how people move. You got guys flanking far left. You got guys kind of hanging out, and look, there's a guy on the far right that's about to get knifed. Or, you know, whatever. And you got a few that are just forcing it through the middle. So let's spawn in on this guy, and let's see how we... Oh, he's dead. Let's see how we play with the minimap. Alright. Now look down here on the lower left. Okay, that's your minimap. You want to check. When I first started, someone told me you want to check every 1 to 2 seconds. I don't know if that's possible, but keep checking. You hit M to bring up the big minimap. So here we are on the right, see? And this is quad spawning on me. So you can hit M to zoom in to really understand what's happening in the whole battlefield. And use N to keep it, you keep it in the smaller window, but use N to zoom in. So I can zoom in really closely. I can zoom out. I usually only zoom out when I'm in a vehicle. And when I'm on the ground like this, I almost always zoom all the way in. Okay, so let's zoom out just a little bit since we're still back in our spawn. And I am going to play this left flank. Because if you look, we have one mortar guy who's doing pretty much nothing. And there's almost no one on the left. Okay, so let's play the left. Let's go far left. I'm moving in the open because there's no one over here. I can see, I'm looking on the minimap. I'm peeking. There's no red dots. There's a red dot right there. See him? He's spotted. So I gotta watch out for him. I haven't been spotted yet, I don't think. So I'm okay. My teammates ain't shooting at that guy. So let's just push up. Let's see anybody on the minimap. None of the attackers are pushing left. So let's do it ourselves. Oh yes, there is a guy. See? He wasn't even on the minimap. There's a guy far left. Did you see him pop up on the minimap? And a guy behind us now. Now they've come across. That's a guy. Hey, guy. Now they've made it across. So let's come up here and see if we can get this guy, because he's causing trouble, right? Ah, he's up there, isn't he? Yep. All right. Here we go on the minimap. See him? We don't see him yet, but we see him on the minimap. So let's wait for him. He's coming this way. Where is he? There's a guy crossing the water. It's got to pop up sometime, right? There he is. See, I'm hitting Q to spot him. That's minimap awareness. That's funny. Now look, no one's on the minimap. I'm still looking, obviously, at where I'm going, but I'm looking at the minimap the whole time. Now look, I'm helping spot for my team. Just spamming Q. Still no one on the minimap. There's a tank. Here comes a guy. Let's get him. He's on the minimap. He has no idea we're here. Watch this. He got absolutely no idea. And I'm suppressed, so shooting doesn't give my spot away. These guys are just rushing straight across. Look, I spotted all of them. I'm basically in their flank, right? He's just running out in the open. See, I'm on their flank. There's no one near me. I'm watching the minimap. And there you go. That's minimap awareness. I watched the whole time, no one came towards me, and so I was safe. Alright, let's circle back up here with the minimap picture and figure out what we learned. First thing I want to point out is you hear my keys clicking in the background of those videos, and I did it for a purpose, for a reason. I wanted you to hear the sounds I'm making on my keyboard and the buttons I'm pushing as I'm moving. So you can see kind of the action that's going on. Or what it'll sound like with your own fingers when you're doing it. It might be a little bit annoying, but I actually did it on purpose. So with that said, first we learned about some basic movements and tactics, ways to attack a battlefield, whether it's conquest or rush. Obliteration's a little different. It's kind of a chaotic mess. But in conquest and rush, I would recommend that you guys attack the flanks, at least until you get a little bit better. You won't get as many kills maybe, but you'll learn, to use your minimap, and you will learn a little bit better aim and target acquisition and all that kind of good stuff, which is what you want to learn when you're first starting out, because your shot is going to come as you play more. I started out, like I said, I was terrible. I started out on PlayStation. I was even worse than I am when I switched to PC. Just so you guys, it'll get better. But I recommend, pushing flanks when you first start out playing this game. And you saw some of my basic movements: when to peek, when not to peek, when to use cover, when sometimes you just don't have cover and you got to rush. And you try to get there as fast as you can to your next piece of cover. And then we talked about the minimap, and here's your picture for you. Use it. Use your N to zoom in, in the little window, and hit the M button to bring it up in full screen like this when you want a better idea before you spawn in. Or, once you spawn in, you figure out where to go next, especially in Conquest. But those are some general ideas, part 2 of my series. Next part, I think, I am going to go into some firefight tips and tricks. A little bit about aim, a little bit about moving while shooting, aim without sight, versus hip fire. But that's my plan, and so let me know if you guys have any questions, any comments. If you liked it, definitely give me a thumbs up. I appreciate it. And subscribe if you would like, and tell your friends. Until the next time, Cooper Lilly signing off. Thanks, guys.